What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. So today we got some big stuff. Finally, we got the T93 from HP Tuners right here, and we're about to install it in my buddy's bone stock 2020 L5P, and we're gonna take it on a rip and see exactly what we're looking at. Now, this really isn't gonna be a huge overview on it. It's just gonna be me hopping in it stock, going through the gears, showing how it shifts stock, and then we're gonna throw this in with the trans tune on it already and see what I think of it. Now, obviously, it's gonna be my first drive, and I'd like to get some seat time in it with the transmission tuning done to see exactly what I think of it. Not really gonna be able to cover all that in one video, and also too, the transmission does need to go through a relearn phase, which I'll talk about later, but can't really be beating on it or anything along those lines. So, good part is, I already got this back from HP Tuners, and I do have these in stock if you guys need them. I can send them out pre-tuned, which is exactly what's done like this. So it's a plug and play unit. All you gotta do is just drop it in the truck and it is done. You don't need to tune the TCM in the truck, get a read file, go through a lot of good stuff. And I do have these in stock if you want a new unit outright, because HP does not have these in stock anymore, but I believe I have a decent amount here. So if you guys need any of those, let me know, shoot me an email, or on Instagram, dennydiesel@yahoo.com, or like I said on Instagram, denny_diesel. But without further ado, let's take the truck out, bone stock. We'll go through the gears, see what we're looking at in that regard, come back, throw this in with the transmission tune on it, and we'll see exactly what we're looking at. I've been waiting for this for such a long time, but let's start knocking it out here. Now that we're out in the truck, I want to do a couple quick pulls with you guys. I'm just going to do a normal driving, just from driving, not really heavy on the throttle, just till 60. And we'll do a pull because that's where the defuel is the most noticeable when you're really on the throttle, like anything around half throttle. That's when you really notice the defuel. This, you're not really going to notice it as much because it is stock. But when you start making more power, that defuel is a lot more noticeable. So, let's go right here. We'll do a, just driving to 60. Now, as you can see, it kind of just wants to hover right around 1500 RPMs in that range, kind of shift right around there. I'll be curious to see if it's going to hold out the gears by how much longer, but it's just right around that 1500 RPM range in there that it wants to shift. Now there's a little bump in the road up here. Let me just get around this bump. And just for reference, I do have the exhaust brake on, and apparently this trans tuning is really supposed to help it shift a lot faster. As you can see, the shifts are kind of lazy on the downshift. They're not really flying through the shifts. It's taking its good old time, doing whatever it wants, slowing down. I'm not even on the throttle right now, but let me get over this bump right here in the road. That's horrible. And we'll do a little pull to see if we can get the defuel to show up on camera. So let's give it about half throttle. So right there, you can hear defuel. Now, it's nothing too crazy. When you obviously have it to the floorboards, it's a lot more noticeable. I'm not looking to really beat on this thing by doing that, but that's just for reference, the defuel. And so basically that's the truck stock TCM, stock motor, nothing done to it. Now let's get back, we'll get the TCM thrown in it, and we'll see what kind of improvements we're looking at with that. Okay, so now that we're back, we got our HP Tuners T93 right here. We got this freshly back from HP Tuners, and I already went ahead on my bench flash and pre-tuned this, so it's 100% plug and play. We do not need to do anything on the truck with the TCM swap. Your case may vary if you get this, direct and it's not pre-tuned. I did all that, which alleviates all this hassle of going through the laptop stuff in the truck and command and swap and all this. So all we gotta do right now is go ahead, disconnect the passenger and driver side battery and unplug the factory TCM, throw this one in and give it a quick little relearn, and we're good to go. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. Unplug that stuff, get this thrown in, and we'll take it back out and go on a drive with this bad boy installed. Now, for everyone that didn't watch last week, this is the location right here of the T93. You can see it right in there. What you want to do is take this box. I'm gonna run through this area. Even though I showed it last week, there's a little clip on the back right there. You want to push up and pull. I like to tuck this in like that and push it down and out and away, just like that. And we have way better access. And you can pull the TCM out without loosening this bracket here, but it's a pain. I'm going to loosen these two 10 mils. You need like a Christmas tree style clip to pull that harness retainer off the bolt there to loosen that up. I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Get this unplugged, that red tab right there. You want to go ahead and just pull up on it. Just like that, it released. There's a black button on top, push in, and the connector releases and is open just like that. Nothing too crazy. It's kind of a really crappy location to show on camera because it's not that big at all, and the lighting sucks down here. So I'll get this swapped out now. We'll take it back out. Okay, it took me about 2 minutes in total to get that unbolted, swapped out. We got the factory one right here, which is ready to be sent back to HP Tuners to get re-unlocked. I brought this one brand new outright, and right now HP Tuners does not have that option anymore, so I gotta send this one back in just so I have some here. But I'm gonna go ahead and get all my tools out of here, get the batteries reconnected, and we'll take it out on drive and see how this T93 is gonna perform. Now that we have the new TCM installed, I'm gonna go ahead and start the truck up just to verify there's no check engine lights or anything like that on the truck. As you saw, the truck just rocked back and forth and clunked. That's just the TCM doing its thing. That's nothing to worry about. You have to go through a relearn procedure, and it's a good time to talk about this. Almost forgot to. When you get this new TCM installed, you cannot go out and just start beating the crap out of this truck. With a new TCM installed and the trans tune installed on that, you have to go through a relearn procedure, so the truck has to relearn all its shift points and everything like that. If you have a snap-on scanner or any type of high-end scanner, you can go ahead and do a fast trans adapt or a fast trans relearn with that, which will help it along. But the best bet is just go through gears 1 to 10. Just drive the truck normally, you know, for I would say 500 miles to 1,000. Sometimes it can take up to 1,000 to fully relearn, but just in that time frame, don't beat on it. Just drive it normal. If you feel any flared shifts, any type of banging, clunking, that's all 100% normal, nothing to worry about. But if you beat on it during this relearn phase, you can cause a ton of issues. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and do that a little bit, show you guys, see if I can pick up on some of the flared shifts, but we're not gonna be beating on this, obviously. We're just gonna see how it's gonna do with the trans tuning. So let me go ahead and back it out, and we'll see what it's gonna do. Before I pull out, is one more thing to take note of is I'm really surprised, but the throttle definitely has way more sensitivity to it as it previously did. So let's see kind of what we're looking at for shift points here. Oh yeah, that banged it right there. Now I'm just gonna go ahead, like I said, it's gonna probably take me 20-30 minutes of driving this to go through some of the gears a little bit, but I'm not gonna beat on it. Actually feels pretty good, but I have not gotten on it yet. The weird part is it actually had a lower RPM in lugging, but let me just drive it around for a few minutes and get my first initial impressions on this, and I'll report back. Now, I have not been driving this long, only for a couple miles, but this is my first initial impression. It definitely holds the gears out a lot longer, so let me show you guys. As you can see, we're almost going up to 2,000 RPM now and holding around there, which is nice. And I did notice right around, I would say probably 6th gear, it definitely lugs better. It does not want to downshift, it actually wants to hold its gears. So we're climbing a little incline right now. Let me give it the gas. It's so nice that it wants to actually hold its gear and lug. Before, when the truck is stock, if you're kind of climbing any kind of grade or doing any type of acceleration, the first initial response of the truck is that it wants to downshift and just keep downshifting. It's so nice I actually got on it there. I was actually surprised. I was like, why is this not downshifting? But I realized it was lugging. But as you can see, it will just lug now, which is so nice. Still has not shifted yet. We're definitely climbing probably around, I would say, the lower gears look like it wants to shift around 2,000, the higher gears around 1,800 RPM. And the truck definitely feels like it's way more in its power band than it was previously. And this is all, you know, just first initial takes of it. I only put 3 miles on it with this new TCM tune in there. But let me loop around up here and we'll see how the D feels looking. I obviously do not beat on it. I'm not going to beat on this at all. I'm just going to see if the D fuel is gone. So let's see. Wow. That is ripping through the gears. That is silky smooth. Now let's see with the exhaust brake on how it's going to want to downshift. Wow. Exhaust brake works a million times better, I feel like now. But that could just be in my head. I don't know on that regard. Let me turn it off, turn it back on, and we'll see how we're looking at. I'm trying to see if I notice it downshifting any faster. It was hard to tell there, but let's see. Oh yeah, you can just see it just did 3-4 downshifts right there. Way faster. First initial take is I don't even feel like I'm driving the same exact truck. I'm actually kind of blown away on that. The truck feels like it's doing everything that you want it to do, which stock it did not want to do that. It just felt like it just wants to get the 10th gear and hold it. This truck, the throttle response just feels way better for whatever reason. I don't know if that's built into the tune or what. I gotta check on that one. But the truck is just doing everything that it's supposed to, and I've been waiting for this for so long, and I want to get through the relearn process and really get on and see what we're looking at in that regard. So I will report back to you guys next week on what I find on that, but that's really about it for this video. That's kind of just a little first couple takes and initial impressions of this. I'm just blown away. I'm kind of just left speechless at just doing everything that I expected to do. But if you guys are new here, be sure to subscribe. If you like this video, be sure to leave it a big thumbs up. But until next time, I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.
Stop this conversation.